Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your business reality with CB, moi. And today I have my co-host, Krista Does Numbers.
Hi, everyone. Yes.
And today we have a special guest, Brenden. He is the founder of MasterTalk YouTube channel. How are you today?
Hey, everyone. I'm doing great. How about you all?
Good, good. Now, you're so known in the YouTube channel world, especially with public speaking. Your public speaking is phenomenal, by the way. You don't make mistakes. You look very good, genuine person, and that's what a lot of people, want to learn from you.
I really appreciate that. Thanks for the kind words.
Can I ask you a personal question? How do you got started into the public speaking world?
Yeah, no questions off limits with me. So for me, when I was in university, I used to do these things called case competitions. So think of it like being a part of a professional sports team, but for nerds. So instead of
one of
yeah, it's like a nerd version of being on a sports team. So instead of spending 3 times a week, throwing a ball around, having your coach yell at you, we did the exact same thing, but in presentations. So I've presented 500 times when I was in university. And from that experience, just to give you an idea of how crazy this world is, there are people who literally fly out from Thailand to Montreal, where I live in Canada, just to give PowerPoint presentations for a week. That's all they do. Their school funds all of their expenses. The entry fee is $10,000 for the team. They spend all that money, all that energy, and all that practice just to come to Montreal and give PowerPoint presentations. So I learned a thing or two about communication and thought I would share the knowledge I had with the world.
That's amazing. $10,000, huh?
Yeah, lots
One
of money.
day, Krista and I are going to go visit you and do some PowerPoint presentations as well.
Yep, I'm right there with you, girl. Definitely. I'll do that.
And so, you had a very unique experience at such a young age that not a lot of people, had at your age. So what would you say you took away from this whole school experience, and how do you turn that into a business? A lot of times we can learn a topic, but we don't always make it into an action point, and we don't always go in and to make it into a business, right?
No, for sure. I think for me, when I started MasterTalk, in the same way, most people start podcasts or YouTube channels, there's not really a business element to it. When I was in university, the only goal I really had was to be a consultant and to work in the field of consulting, which I do now, which is my day job. But then in the process, as I was going through life, my mindset shifted from how can I make the next dollar to how can I use the remaining time I have in my life to make a big impact on the world. I just got lucky because at a young age, I found out what I was really good at. And it also turned out that not many YouTubers on the platform had really good communication content. So everything aligned at the right moment, at the right time. And it just so happened that I was 22 when I started. Right. And then from that moment, I just got better and better with YouTube, better and better with the content, like you all will be with the podcast as well. And then it just turned into what it is today. But I think the biggest lesson is age is just a number, right? There's no correlation between.
I like that because I'm maybe the oldest here. So yeah, age is definitely just a number right now.
She's not the oldest.
Well, the three of us, I'm the oldest. Yeah, I'm younger than you all at heart, but I'm definitely older in age.
It's true. It's like people find their passion at different times in their life, right? And like you said, like you learned that at such a young age. I actually had a similar kind of journey. I started with my marketing, I have a marketing company, and I started while I was in college. And I figured out I was helping a lot of people. I had a true passion for it, and more importantly, not a lot of people are realizing the way that can benefit them, right? Everybody's unique. Everybody needs to be personalized in their own concept, and that's the one thing I focus on, uniqueness. And we can talk about also your video concepts. They're so good. They're on point. That's something I think I keep podcasts we're working. Like you don't just speak well. You also have great editing skills. By the way, can you give us some tips?
Yeah. Yeah, the tip is very simple. If you want to do something big in life and you have no clue how to do something, get people to help you. I am not the editor of those videos. But what I will say is building something important requires a lot of tenacity and grit. So I'm sure, and much like many YouTubers are much more successful than I am and have much more experience than me, we all share something in common. That commonality is all of our old videos sucked. If you look at my
Yes,
first,
you gotta start somewhere.
they sucked, right? Like they're terrible. I literally started MasterTalk with my phone, which is a Google Pixel 1, in my basement right over there. And I was just, and I hated the entire process, honestly. I was like, I had my phone and I had the little thing. I don't even remember what it is. I'm so bad with video.
The selfie stick?
Yeah, I think it's called
Like
you can like move it around and.
oh, like one of those, yeah, I don't like an owl or something. I don't know,
Yeah,
like
that's
yeah,
it. That's it.
yeah, yeah, okay.
So it started that way. So for the first year of Master Talk, I didn't actually edit a single video. I filmed everything in one shot and everything was terrible. But since I didn't know how to edit and I didn't like editing either, every time I messed up in the video midway, I actually started all the way from the beginning. So in the first year that I did Master Talk, before I went professional, quote unquote, I practiced on camera for 500 times. And I also post every day on IG story with me speaking. So I've had a lot of camera experience in the last year, even with a lot of presentations on my belt. And then after I was good enough, then I went to my best friend and I said, can you help do all my production for me? And I gave him 25% of my salary. So everything that you want to build, my advice essentially is find someone who's better than you at doing it and just have them do everything. Because now since Danny does all my production, I can spend all my brain power and all of my my free time building out content. Like I'm already building out my content for 2021, just to give you an idea how long term you need to think about YouTube.
I already reached my goal for 2020. I need new goals for this year. So yeah, I'm right there with you. You know, it's interesting because we were just as a group. There's a couple of us that we started IQ Podcast 2 months ago, and so right when COVID hit, we were ready to launch, and we are like, well, we're not going to stop. We're just going to keep moving forward. Now more than ever, we want to hear people's stories, you know, how COVID has affected their lives, and also to their businesses, right? But then at the same time, we all have our own area of expertise where we're good at, and there's a couple areas that we're thinking about. You know what? We need to find somebody that, like you said, is better than us in that particular area, and just make it amazing, so we can individually focus on what we need to do in order to grow IQ Podcast. Yeah, you just said it. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and I completely agree. Go ahead.
So you were born and raised in Montreal, Canada?
Exactly, born and raised.
You know what's the crazy part? In the last year, I've met a lot of people from Canada, business people, very successful. And Canada is growing as a country in business. A lot of people don't see it right now, but you guys are doing very well. So I'm very proud and excited for what to come for you guys.
I think I'm moving to Canada.
It's a nice place to be. Everyone's nice and we're all happy and we all eat maple syrup.
We know there's that meme. There's this lady holding the sign. I'm a little upset. And it says underneath, like, this is what happens when Canada gets really upset. Type of a thing.
Yeah, it's actually pretty accurate. It's one of the stereotypes we actually say, yeah, that's probably accurate.
Yeah, I mean, you guys' economy is going to probably be like hopefully. How has COVID affected your business?
Yeah,
has it improved or decreased?
Yeah, no. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say in a lot of ways. I think the big takeaway is, as an entrepreneur, someone who's trying to build something important, you have to always look at the opportunity, because that's how you become successful. So for me, just to give you a snapshot of what I was going to do this year, I was planning on doing 50 speaking engagements. I was going to be out of the country 2 months out of the year. So so every week I would be flying out, and all of that got canceled overnight, and that's life. But what also happened was finding the opportunity in that moment. I got to spend more time with my family. I got to create more content for YouTube. Like I filmed all of my videos for this year last Sunday with my video editor, which was excruciatingly painful, but we got it done. right? Because usually we don't have that kind of time, but now we did, so I didn't have flights anymore. And the second opportunity that was great for me is, I'm sure you're probably familiar with Toastmasters, the public speaking organization where small clubs around the world present, which is my target audience for YouTube. Well, the magical thing that happened was all 16,000 clubs in the world transitioned online overnight. So I was able to give free webinars in 5 different countries and promote my YouTube channel en masse. So I probably presented in like 25 clubs in the last month, just because I just pitched myself. I was like, I'm a professional speaker. I'll do it for free. Just have me for an hour. And so that was great. And for you, it's the same advice, right? Think about the opportunity. And the great opportunity that you have as a podcast now is all of the most influential people in the world are all stuck at home where they have nothing to do. So you can email all of I know people who have podcasts that have 5 views, 5 listeners, and they have like Bill Clinton's secretary who comes on because like he's not busy. Right? So there's always so there's always opportunity there. I think that's the point I was making.
Yeah, and I mean, absolutely. Like you said, a lot of people are staying home, so now they're doing things like they couldn't do before, right? Because before it was time go, go, go. But what's amazing about you is you have people that are like thousands of people listening to your videos, and they're short, concise, straight to the point. And you even do tips and you do all this like cool writing. That's why I was asking about your video person. Now I know it's Danny. Danny, amazing job, by the way. You're doing fantastic. And you have a lot of listeners that are listening, but you also have good content, like you said. You know, you have to build that content and give value to people. Congratulations on now doing workshops, teaching people how to properly speak. Now more than ever, you're gonna have to like speak in Zoom now. You know,
Exactly.
your meetings are in Zoom. You gotta present, you know, be professional, and so forth. Is there any tips or any advice you would like to give out to the whole world right now more than ever about speaking or just workshops or anything in general?
Yeah, for sure. I would say for speaking in particular, one thing that comes to mind now is finding your public speaking why. What is the fundamental reason why you want to master communication? The biggest challenge behind public speaking actually isn't the tips, it's the accountability aspect to it. So let's say we're all running a marathon together, right? We have a 40-mile race in 6 months. So every week we run together, we practice. But the problem is I'm lazy. I don't want to get out of bed. But if you're banging on my door saying, Brenden, we need to go for a run in the morning, I'm going to go on that run, A, because of the accountability, and B, because the goalpost is very tangible. So if we run 5 miles this week, 10 miles next week, and the count keeps increasing, I can visualize all of us finishing the marathon, even if I'm probably going to have a participation medal from it, but we're going to finish the race. But in public speaking, that goalpost doesn't exist. What does it mean to be a great speaker? Beats me. Nobody really knows. Is it you say less ums and ahs? Is it you pause more? There's no concrete definition to what it means to be a good speaker. So because of that, most people don't practice. And there's nothing to hold themselves accountable to the skill that really anybody could master. So the advice is have a reason that's so strong that you want to master communication, whether it's to share a message that matters to the world, whether it's to start a podcast, start a video, some sort of vlog that you care about, and care so much about that mission and who it speaks to that you want to master communication regardless of the barriers. That would be the big thing that sticks out.
Oh, thank you so much. I think a lot of people would probably think about and see this as a useful thing because it's true. Not a lot of people say, "Well, I can speak," and then just go out there and then you're like choking and you're like sweating, fainting, and so forth. But what's a good website if people can go and search you in case they want to see more information or see or subscribing to YouTube account or anything like that?
Yeah, for sure. If anyone wants to learn more about public speaking, they can check out my YouTube channel, Master Talk. I'm also very accessible on Instagram, so I'm not very famous or anything. So feel free to just message me there. I'm at Master Your Talk over there.
Well, thank you so much for all the value and knowledge you brought to the IQ podcast. We're excited to work with you in the future. And I want to thank our King Studios for being our sponsored, also Indian Motorcycle and Cosmopolitan in Old Town. And we have Krista.
Thanks for having me.
And remember, this is your business reality with CB. Have a wonderful day.